I met Jeff when I worked at Sport Check.
I was relatively new to Hamilton, actually brand new to Hamilton, never really been anywhere but Sport Check and my mom's house.
I came home for the Christmas holidays and I remember thinking, hey, there's a new guy in the back with spiky hair. That guy's different.
And happened upon this lovely blonde girl that happened to be working in footwear at the time.
And so I worked a couple shifts and I kept eyeballing him.
It was obviously love at first sight. Yeah, just one of those girls that just catches your eye, and think that'd be really fun to hang out with, and that was pretty much it.
I always knew I wanted kids. I always knew I wanted a lot of kids.
I think Erin's always had the notion of having kids since she was probably 10 or 12. I've always set a goal of roughly, about 30 years old, and probably right after we tied the knot, we were ready to go.
I was at work and I went into our lab bathroom, which doesn't even have a sink, it's just a toilet, and I did the pregnancy test and then I looked at it and it was positive and I almost died.
I was brushing my teeth in the bathroom, getting ready for bed, and Erin came in and just said, "Okay, can I talk to you in the bedroom for a couple of seconds?" And the immediate thought that went through my mind was, "We're gonna have a kid. This is pretty awesome." To be completely honest with you, I did tear up, and it was cool, good tears.
So my water broke at night after I had a visit to the midwife. I ran upstairs thinking I kind of had to pee. And as soon as I sat down, it was like Niagara Falls.
So of course, Erin being Erin, she called me up to the bathroom, and it looked like a can of pea soup almost.
It was a lot more than I thought it would be.
We were ready to go, and it was intense. And knowing as a husband that you can't really do anything except just be a moral support was tough.
I wasn't even at the point of pushing, and he was needed to come out. So, and he wasn't in the right position to come out yet.
So we ended up having to, I don't want to call it an emergency C-section, but we had to go through the procedure of that.
When I went into the operating room, Jeff wasn't allowed to come in.
I had to put on some scrubs and sit in a hallway for about 20 minutes while Erin got kind of prepped and everything, and I wasn't allowed in, which was probably the longest 20 minutes of my entire life.
They were checking everything. Everybody's talking and joking, and I'm there naked as anything.
And when I finally got to go in, there was basically all I saw was her head sticking out of this like blue tarp, with her arms kind of tied down to a bed.
They're kind of telling me what they're doing, but at the same time, I could feel what they were doing, but not with pain. So you could feel them kind of cutting.
I had honestly I had no idea what was happening. All I could tell was that Erin was kind of, a little bit, I don't want to say in shock, but she was in shock.
It was like I was shivering and I couldn't stop it. So all my muscles were super tight in my neck.
She wasn't happy.
When they were cutting, I thought they were cutting like by my belly button, and I had a little panic moment. I was like, "Oh my god, I'll never wear a bathing suit again."
And I could just hear, like suction hoses in the background and things like that. So I didn't get to see it happen, but I did get to see it when Parker actually came out, which was kind of cool.
It's not like those stereotypical or typical moms who are like, "Oh, my baby's beautiful." I looked at him and I thought he looked like my grandma.
This big, like purple screaming baby. He had the reddest hair.
And I was like, "He's a redhead."
And he was just not ready to come into this world, you could tell.
In the sense of how everything went, even though it ended up in a C-section, it was fairly good. Like, I wasn't going crazy, I wasn't screaming, I wasn't crying, I could handle the pain. So why wouldn't you want to have more of these cute little things to cuddle all the time?
Yeah, every day is different. It's something that I don't think I'll ever have a firm grasp of. He's always changing, and I think my position as a dad is always changing too. And this is here, like this is real. It's awesome. So it's very cool.
How? Who's such a big boy?